So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil19 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Bandai Tamashii Nation's SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Master Roshi. So let's get into it right away and take a quick look at the box. So we do get a basic style box when it comes to the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball line. So we do get the window right there in the front of the box, and on the window in white does say SH Figuarts Kame Sennin, and then right here we do get a few images of Master Roshi. Then we do get the toy animation and Funimation stickers, warning blah 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 blah, Dragon Ball, Tamashii Nations, and Bandai. And then here is the bottom of the box with a really cool image of Master Roshi there. And here is the top of it with another image of the figure. And then the one side of it with the continuation of the window there. And then the other side of the box does have some more cool images of Master Roshi. Then the back of it does show a bunch of really cool poses you can get the figure into, along with some of the accessories. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get this figure open to take a closer look at everybody's favorite perverted senpai. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look, and I think Tamashii Nations did a very nice job with this Master Roshi. My biggest issue is there's pretty much no shading at all on this figure, which is a bit disappointing to me. Some people that doesn't bother at all, but like say on the beard, the sculpt of it looks great and everything. I just wish there was a wash or maybe like some subtle shading on the ends of his beard or something, you know what I mean? But other than that, the beard did turn out really good. We do get the cross-eyed Master Roshi, which is how he looks without his sunglasses. The eyebrows, nice sculpted, nice clean paint on them. We do get some sculpted wrinkles on the top of the head. Some lines also added on the ends of the eyes right there to show that he is older, even though he drank from the fountain of youth. And then the ears actually have some shading in them, which is definitely cool. And then we get the rest of his bald head, and I have a random black mark on there, and I have no idea how it got there. Now for his, I guess, gi he's wearing, or his kung fu type shirt. The buttons turned out pretty good on him. They are sculpted on there, and of course they are painted. The paint's nice and clean, but I feel like they needed to add another layer of the black line on the bottom two, because it's a little thicker on the top three and not as thick on the bottom two. But other than that, everything else looks great on it. Nice clean paint where the white meets the orange. We get a few sculpted wrinkles throughout the orange there. And then the lower portion of his shirt, this is a very soft rubbery type plastic, so it won't get in the way of the articulation at all. It would have looked nice if there was a tiny bit of shading on the orange though. And then the back there, we do get some more sculpted wrinkles looking pretty good. And then we do have a peg that you do peg into there. I just didn't, which we'll go over it during the accessories. And then the sleeves turned out pretty good too. Some people might not like the way the elbow joints look. I think they're fine. It is an articulated figure. And then the white part of his sleeve, the very end, has a few sculpted wrinkles on it and clean paint as well. Now for his legs here, there is no shading at all on the pants. Usually with the Dragon Ball figures, they do put a little bit of shading on the inner upper thighs, and for some reason they didn't on Master Roshi. But we do get some nice sculpted wrinkles throughout the pants here and there. And then the knee joints look alright. They're not too bad. On the back, they're kind of ugly looking, but it really doesn't bother me too much. And then the lower legs here, very nice sculpt all throughout it, especially the way the pants bunch up around the ankle. And then for the feet here, his kung fu slippers did turn out really good. Very clean paint where the navy blue meets the skin tone there. And then we do get the white sole, and we do get some sculpted lines on the bottom of his feet. But overall, I think Tamashii Nations really did do an excellent job with this Master Roshi. I just wish they added a little more of shading, a little more paint shading, or maybe some wash around the beard or something like that. It just would have made the figure stand out and look a little bit better in my own personal opinion. But anyway, let's continue on. Moving on to the accessories, we get a bunch of awesomeness included with this Master Roshi, and Tamashii Nations did include an entire stand with Master Roshi, so that is definitely a huge plus. So we do have the base, the arm or leg, and then we do have the clamps. So we do get that, and we do get two alternate heads or faces. And the cool thing about Master Roshi's faces is you could swap the beards, which I'll show you in a second. So the face that does come on the figure out of the packaging, almost dropped it, but I caught it with my cat-like reflexes. We do get this one here that we already took a look at before, and like I said, they did a nice job with the detail. And this one, his eyes are a little more droopy, as you can see right there, and then he does have the raised eyebrows with this one, and he's not making a facial expression with his mouth there. So we do get that one. Then we do get this one here, which is more like the perverted face with his mouth open right there, showing the couple teeth that he has. And we get some nice clean paint work inside the mouth and everything. And the head, the face or the head here, they did a nice job with the paint and sculpt on it as well. We have the shading in the ears, nice clean paint on the eyes and eyebrows. And like I said, you can swap the beard. So if you want him to have a more badass look, swap the beard with the other face and put it on this one, and you have a more badass looking Master Roshi, which this is how I will have my Master Roshi displayed, with that face there. Then you could swap this one onto this face here, and he looks more perverted. So we do get those two alternate heads and swappable beards. And then we also get his iconic sunglasses, because you can't have a Master Roshi figure without his sunglasses, and it is molded in a red plastic, as you can see there, but I do love the metallic green paint that they used on both sides of the lens there. I think that looks really nice, and it just looks awesome once you have it on Master Roshi there. Probably one of my favorite accessories included with the Turtle Hermits. We do get the sunglasses, and then we also get the 3-star Dragon Ball, and same exact thing as the 4-star Dragon Ball that we got with Kid Goku. It's a very nice translucent orange plastic, and they did paint on the 3 stars right there. So we do get that. So far we have 2 Dragon Balls, 5 more to go. We know Bulma has one, and Kid Krillin, who is the other 3 characters that will have the rest of them. So we do have this piece right here, which pegs into Master Roshi when you don't have him wearing the turtle shell, and it just pegs right on there, so you don't have a giant hole on the back of Master Roshi there. So cool that they did include that piece. And then we'll take a look at the shell in a second, but Master Roshi is also included with his walking stick, and the sculpt of it was beautifully executed. It's just very bland looking with no shading or a wash throughout the brown there. You know what I mean? They could have added something like that, but the sculpt of it did turn out really nice, and he does grip onto it perfectly with his gripping hand. So we do get the walking stick, and then finally we do get the turtle shell here, which was beautifully executed. The paint very well done all throughout it, and the sculpt just looks fantastic all throughout the turtle shell. I love how throughout all the sculpted lines they added that darker purple all throughout it, and the cracks and everything, and it just turned out really nice. See how good something looks once you add like shading or something on it? Probably another one of my favorite accessories with Master Roshi. Then we do have the peg on the inside, which pegs into the back of Roshi. Then we do have 4 peg holes, which are meant for the 2 straps here, and you're supposed to, it shows on the directions to peg this on Master Roshi first, and then you peg these in. It's a bit of a pain in the ass to do it, so maybe you could peg the straps on first and then maybe finagle his arms through the straps. Maybe that'll work, or put one on, slide it on his arm, and then peg the other one on while it's already on the figure. But the straps just very bland looking, kind of like the walking stick with no shading or anything like that on them. And I would be careful with them. They could potentially break, so I just would be a little careful with those. But the turtle shell, very cool accessory. So we do get all that awesome stuff, and then we finally get 12 alternate hands. And before I continue on, I forgot to mention, some people might not be happy that there isn't a nose bleeding face, which is totally understandable. It would have been really awesome if they did include that, but they did still give us a bunch of really cool accessories. So like I said, we do get 12 alternate hands. We do have a pair of fists, of course, which come on the figure out of the packaging, and they are molded in the color of the plastic. There is no paintwork on them at all, but we do get some nice sculpt detail all throughout the fists, and all the hands are pretty easy to swap out. It's just a little difficult sometimes trying to get certain hands out because of the way the sleeve is sculpted there, how it goes in. It's kind of hard sometimes to get your finger in there to pull some of the hands out. So we do get a pair of fists. Then we do get a pair of gripping hands, which is for his walking stick, and very nice sculpt detail all throughout these here. So we get a pair of those. Then we do get some martial art type stance hands, which we usually get with most DBZ figures. So we do get a pair of those. Then we do get a pair of pointing finger hands. The left finger is fully extended while the right one is bent a little bit, but nice sculpt detail all throughout those hands. Then we do get a right, like karate chop type hand, or maybe like a kung fu stance type hand. The peg hole is on an angle, as you can see right there. But we do get some nice sculpt detail all throughout this hand here. Then we do only get one left Kamehameha hand. This, to me, I feel like is the biggest disappointing thing about this figure. How are you going to give us a Master Roshi with one Kamehameha hand? You can't even have him you can't recreate him doing a Kamehameha with just one Kamehameha hand, you know what I mean? So that is pretty damn disappointing. He's the guy who did create the Kamehameha. Then we do get a left piece sign hand. Very nice sculpt detail all throughout that. Then finally we get a left resting hand. But we definitely do get a decent amount of alternate hand. But anyway, that is all the accessories included with Roshi. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review, shall we? Now for the height of the turtle hermit. To the very top of his bald head, it looks like he stands just about 5 inches and 1/4 of an inch tall. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Saiyan Raced on Earth Goku, Kid Goku, Krillin, and the Figuarts Standard Super Saiyan Blue Goku. And I feel like Master Roshi fits in scale very well with the adult DBZ figures and the Kid Dragon Ball figures. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Yamcha, Tien, the San Diego Comic-Con Piccolo, and the Dragon Stars Jiren. And then here he is compared to the Storm Collectibles Sub-Zero, the SH Figuarts Jiraiya, the Figma Deadpool, and the Marvel Legends Cable. And then here he is compared to a bunch of the other SH Figuarts Dragon Ball figures. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku and the Mezco 112 Deadpool. Anyway, there's some quick comparisons. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. So now for the articulation, and Master Roshi does have some very nice movements. So we do have 2 points at the neck here. The upper neck joint, you could get Master Roshi to look up almost all the way, which is definitely good. Then going down, he just pretty much looks straight ahead because it does get hindered by his beard, of course. We do get very nice pivot at the upper neck, as you can see. Then it does swivel. The lower neck joint does go forward and back a tiny bit. So with both joints, like I said, you're pretty much going to be getting Master Roshi to look straight ahead when you try to get him to look down. And he does look up a little bit more in combining both joints there. And then we do get very nice pivot at the lower neck. And then, of course, it does swivel as well. Now for the torso here, we do get a mid-torso joint and then a waist joint there. And the mid-torso one, you could actually shift the joint up and down, which is definitely good, so you can get a little more torso movement with Master Roshi. So he does crunch forward a pretty good amount with the torso and does go back decently, but you do see a little bit of a gap when you move him forward and back, as you can see right there. And be careful with the upper part of the torso rubbing on the mid-torso, because you can cause a little bit of damage right there. You do get very nice pivot there, but you do see gappage once again on the sides, and then of course it does swivel just a tiny bit. And then we do get a waist joint here, so Master Roshi goes forward and back a decent amount with that joint. So with both joints going forward, he does crunch forward a lot, and then both joints going back, he does go back decently. And then we do get very nice pivot at the waist, and then of course you get the better swivel at the waist compared to the torso there. Now for the arms here, we do have a butterfly joint at the arms, so you can almost get his arms to crisscross. They're good to put him in a Kamehameha pose, so that is definitely a plus. And we do get a nice circular motion out of the shoulder. Then the arms do go out to the sides a little more than 90 degrees. They do go up and down. We do have bicep swivel, single jointed elbows that bend in about 90 degrees, and the joint swivels just a tiny bit where it connects into the bicep, not really where it connects into the forearm though. And then for the hands, we do have a ball hinge, so it does swivel and then hinges back and forth. Now for the legs here, Master Roshi can kick forward pretty much 90 degrees, so that is good. They do go to the back almost 90 degrees, and let's see if he can Jean-Claude Van Damme it. And Master Roshi almost can, just shy of 90 degrees, so nice leg movement with Master Roshi here. Then we do have a very nice upper thigh swivel. We do have double jointed knees that pretty much bend back all the way. And then for the ankles here, they do swivel. They hinge up a really good amount. Same with hinging down. And then we do get a beautiful 90-degree bend ankle pivot. And then, of course, we do have a bit of a toe hinge. So overall, I think we have some great movement with this Master Roshi. And you're going to be able to get him into pretty much any type of Master Roshi-like poses. And I'm about to show you some of them right about now. But anyway, that is my review of the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Master Roshi. Hope you enjoyed it. If I had to rate this figure between a 1 through 10, I'd have to give it an even 9. If you would like to know the price and where to buy this figure, I did get an early release of this from San Diego Comic-Con, but it will be releasing next month in the US, and I know my buddy from Agelessgeeks will definitely be getting this in stock, so you could head over to Agelessgeeks.com, or I would recommend going through their Instagram or Facebook group. I will put more information in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, oh well, I guess you didn't like it. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. Right here, we do get a few images of Master Roshi. Then we do get the Toei animation sticker. Then on the right here, we do get a few images of Master Roshi. Then we do get the Toei animation and Funimation sticker. Then we do get the Toei animation and Funimation stickers. Warning, blah 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 blah. Dragon Ball Z. Damn it! Just Dragon Ball. Dumb. Now for the height of the turtle hermit. Going down. Whoops! I ripped his entire head and neck off. No paintwork on these, they're just sculpted, and damn. Nose, bleeding face, which is totally understandable, but I feel like